Right, before I start me first play of the record, Please Please Me, I'd like to say a big thank you to Mud Puddle UK, one of my subs. I don't know if you remember, he sent me that amazing Yellow Submarine book, and it's like goes with the virtual world that he's created online. I'll put the link to that downstairs. Definitely check it out. Well, I got this through the post yesterday. Right, Christmas card, lovely. Look at this. How fab is that? Merry Christmas to you, Mud Puddle. Thank you very, very much. Very kind of you. Thank you. That's awesome. And so is that book. Definitely worth checking out. Right. Having said that, today I'm going to get a chance to play for the first time the album that started it all. Please Please Me. Recorded back in 1963. Yeah. Well, 4th of September 1962 was Love Me Do. I think the 11th of February 1963 was the album recording. I think what happened was, correct me if I'm wrong here, they'd released Love Me Do as a single, and it got to number 17, which weren't bad for the first shot. And then George Martin travelled up to the Cavern to see them. He was pretty familiar with their repertoire. I mean, this album is pretty much their set that they was playing. A lot of other songs as well, obviously, but pretty much this. Imagine being in the Cavern listening to that. And I've got to mention that. Hopefully I won't forget. So he went up there and obviously decided to bring them down to the recording studios in Abbey Road. And pretty much one day they nailed it. They nailed this album. And that went in at number 1 when that was released. And like, they done the album in a day. Bloody amazing. Apparently it took them as long to make this track, Yellow Submarine, as it did to make this whole album. Crazy stuff. So, it's only a short album, 32 minutes and 45 seconds. And this photograph was taken at Manchester Square down London. And it was actually going to be, I think George Martin wanted to call it Off the Beatle Track, which he did release later on as something else. But yeah, Please Please Me. So, the one that started it all. It's got a really nice load of back notes on it, written by Tony Barrow. So, and this was the stereo mix, which came out, I think, a couple of weeks after the original mono mix. But you'd have to check that, because maybe I should have done, but I probably can't. I didn't. Oops. Anyway, right, so, should we get this on the turntable? Yeah, let's do this. So, it's time to open it, I guess. This should be on either the Parlophone label. Well, it should just be Parlophone, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. We will soon see. Honestly, the amount of records I've opened, you'd think I'd have this down pat by now, wouldn't you? Another lovely glossy sleeve. So let's have a little look at the record then. Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. Look at that. Parlophone stereo. That's a nice label. Woohoo! So, yeah, anti-static. I saw her standing there. Let's do this. Oh man. Looks vintage, doesn't it? And again, 1963. Kind of is. That is a thing of beauty. Please, please me etched in there. Side A, let's get it on now. Give it a little dust off. This is good actually. Okay, I saw her standing there. I'll be back in a little while.
One, two, three, four! Well, she was just 17, you know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. I'm the kind of guy who never used to cry. The love, love me do. You know I love you. I long. Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Work it on out.
This is a classic. This is an absolute gem of an album. Wow, it went quick. And there's so much energy in this. It's amazing. Obviously kicks off with I Saw Her Standing Now. Who says Lennon and McCartney can't write good, upbeat, awesome rock and roll? That's just such a good track. Such a brilliant opening as well. I mean, it's quite amazing. For their debut album, there's so many Lennon McCartney tracks. So we got I Saw Her Standing There, which was absolutely terrific. Sounded great on record as well. Then Misery, Lennon McCartney. Anna, which was lovely. Chains, the harmonies on that is just tip top. Then Boys. Then obviously another Lennon McCartney, Ask Me Why. And then their first #1 single, which was Please Please Me. And it's quite amazing when I think of that single when it was being released. I do vaguely recall George Martin saying he had a song for the Beatles to be released after Love Me Do, and it was How Do You Do? You know, the How Do You Do What You Do To Me? I think it actually became #1 with Jerry and the Pacemakers. But the Beatles didn't want to do that. They said that we can't go back to Liverpool playing that, you know, so they come up with Please Please Me. What a terrific song. John Lennon was always fascinated by the word of please, please in the title. I think it was Roy Orbison or something that was influenced by that. Then obviously flipping over to side 2, the absolutely awesome Love Me Do. And I remember that being re-released when I was a kid, back 1980, early 80s. Came back out as a single. Loved it then. Another Lennon McCartney, P.S. I Love You, which was beautiful. Baby It's You. Tra la 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 la. Sounded amazing. Do You Want to Know a Secret was wonderful. Taste of Honey, amazing. There's a Place. I love that song. Such a short, sweet beauty. But I guess, I don't know, but this last track is the track on the album. Twist and Shout. I bet the Beatles wish they'd actually wrote that. Because apparently when they was recording the album, they had to save Twist and Shout right to the end of the day, because obviously that John's voice would have been in shreds, and I think it was going, and that's why it sounds so raw and absolutely amazing. Loved playing Please Please Me on vinyl, on record. It's terrific. It's a masterpiece. In there. And apparently this was still #1 in the album charts. It was only pipped by with the Beatles. That just wouldn't happen nowadays, would it? You know, the Beatles dominated the charts through the 60s. So yeah, absolutely loved playing Please Please Me. Right, something else I wanted to mention, and I kind of sort of mentioned it earlier when I mentioned the Cavern Club. Right, one of my wife's daughters wanted to get us one of them day out trips for Christmas. And there was a big long list of stuff. So I went through the website, and the wife sent me the ones that she thought we'd be interested in together. Well, one of them was going to the Beatles exhibition in Liverpool, St Albert Dock. We had been there many, many years ago. But that's like, go there, do the museum thing, and have a bit of dinner. So the wife was more than up for this. So I said, well, how about if we make it into a bit of a Beatles weekend? So maybe stay at the Hard Day's Night Hotel. We saw it when we went to Liverpool. I was like, oh, big statues of the Four outside. Oh, didn't go in, drive me bonkers. So we're going to stay there and do the Magical Mystery Tour. Actually go on the bus. So I'm hoping to get myself a little lapel mic, a little GoPro, so I can take you guys on the experience with me. I'm going to have a full Beatles weekend in Liverpool and visit as many shrines, if you like, as possible. You know, John's house, Paul's house, George's, Ringo's, Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane. As many as I can cram in. The Cavern Club, obviously. But yeah, to go on the Magical Mystery Tour bus and stay in the Hard Day's Night Hotel. That'd be terrific, wouldn't it? So, yeah. So that's that. So kind of looking forward to doing that, and we're going to do it around about Valentine's Day, which I know is a bit of a ways off yet, but I'm pretty stoked about it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. Oh, right. And what else do I want to mention? And finally, Mud Puddle UK, who sent me that amazing Yellow Submarine Christmas card, also sent me an album to play, and it's 22, I think, Christmas songs done in the style of the Fab Four. Actually, the band are called the Fab Four. I think the album's called Hark. But let me just play you a little bit of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think it's kind of seasonal and it'll go in quite well with the end of this ramble.
1, 2, 3, 4! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say...
Uncanny, innit? I know. Brilliant stuff. So, yeah, that's it for today then, guys, really. Please Please Me is a must. And I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it again. It's so fresh, so full of energy. And the band were tight, like I said in the last... Them early... Well, I mean, they were. It was only until, I think, for me, you know, the Let It Be sessions... they started falling apart a little bit. They didn't have that drive, that enthusiasm, you know, that they had in the early days. Because when they did, and when they came back and done the Abbey Road, just showed us all, you know what I mean? When they wanted it, all four of them, they literally could create magic. Anyway, right. Have yourselves a great day, people. I will be back with a ramble real soon. Bye now.
Love me do.